Hi, Barbara. You asked which pieces of music gives the bassoon the greatest opportunity to express itself? And I'm going to answer that by saying Stravinsky, Rite of Spring, Firebird, all the Tchaikovsky symphonies, 2, 4, 5, and 6. He wrote extensive bassoon solos, which are all very difficult to play. Rimsky-Korsakov, Scheherazade, and the Mozart Piano Concerti, especially 22, 23, 24. He wrote amazing bassoon passages. The late Mozart symphonies. Those are my favorite ones to play. And the concerti is just so, it's like heaven playing those pieces. So that's what I would say. That makes it worthwhile being a bassoon player, playing those pieces. And Cosmo thinks so too. Hi, Samuel. Your question was, do I still make my own reeds and how much raw material do I use? Yes, I do. And during the pandemic, this has been one portion of what I've been doing. I try to make a reed a day, and because I can make a dozen reeds and maybe 1 or 2 of them I can play in orchestra. It's all raw material. They don't always turn out well. Some are practice reeds, some are performance reeds. I start with a piece of tube cane, which is bamboo, which comes from Greece. My colleague Kim Laskowski grows it in her farm in Greece. And then I split it, and it comes into a piece of cane like this, and then I put it in a profiler, and eventually it becomes a reed. I wish I could go through the entire process with you. It would be too long a video, but I do this. I try to make a reed every single day, and then I will cut the reed and make it into a finished product. You have to scrape it. This is something we have to teach our students constantly. It's part of our art, and making reeds it's incredibly time consuming, but it is gratifying when you have a great reed. There's nothing like it. So whenever I make a really great one, I put it in my case, and I'm saving it for when we eventually do go back to work. And other reeds that are just okay, I just practice on. But yes, we make our own reeds, and it can be a nightmare, and other times it's not so much. One noticeable fun fact is that the best wine regions of France and Turkey and Greece and California make the best cane, grow the best cane. Australia also. Hi, Sarah. Your question is, when I practice, am I reading through orchestra repertoire or practicing solo stuff? Well, my answer is both. I do a lot of etude work. I practice about an hour a day of melodic etudes and about a half an hour a day of technical etudes. They're all etude books that were written for the bassoon that are extremely helpful to keep you in shape. And practicing solo repertoire is also great, but orchestra repertoire alone will not do it for you. It's great when you're working and you could go to rehearsals and concerts and play all the repertoire, and it keeps you in great shape. But when you're not doing it, like we haven't for 5 months, it's very difficult to maintain that on your own. So my go-to is etude books, lots of technical, lots of melodic, and it really keeps your embouchure in shape. It keeps everything, your skills, it keeps you proficient, it keeps you honest. So I would try to do about an hour and a half. I try every day to do that, to keep myself in shape until we can hopefully get back to work. Hi, Jeffrey. You asked, how did I decide on the bassoon as my passion instrument and what my life is like being a bassoonist? I decided on the bassoon when I was 11 years old that is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I loved the sound, the timbre, the the keys, the wood, the everything about it. I had tried playing cello and piano and a brass instrument, and nothing worked for me. So I started taking lessons very early, and I've never stopped loving playing the instrument. What is it like being a bassoonist? Part of our huge, I'd say 50 to 60% of our life is making reeds and refining reeds and refining them to, starting from this to this finished product is very painstaking. It is gratifying when you get good ones. I would say out of a dozen reeds, I might get 2 that I could actually bring into work. The rest I throw out or I'll practice on. But as a certain amount of refinement, like you are as a plastic surgeon, that you have to deal with every single day. Of course, it's not life-threatening, but we do have to have great reeds to come into work every day. So I practice at home. I make reeds. I try to make 1 a day during this pandemic. That's what I'm trying to do, to stockpile. And I practice and break them in so that when I go into work, they are sounding ready for prime time. Anyway, my life as a bassoonist revolves around my reed desk. If I have a great reed, it's a great day. And if I throw a bunch of reeds away, I'm in a really bad mood. So the best days are when you're practicing and everything feels great because of this little thing. So that's what I have done since I was 11 years old, and it's still my life. Hi, Ruth. You asked whether I do any facial exercises to strengthen my embouchure, and is practicing the bassoon sufficient to maintaining that strength? I do not do any facial exercises. I do practice a lot, though. And what I do to keep my embouchure strong and to stay in really great shape and to keep everything proficient is I practice lots of etudes. This little puppy, Hugo, hears lots of etudes. We have lots of books of etudes to practice, and it really helps to do an hour of that a day and then work on orchestral repertoire or anything we need to do. So practicing is just like, it's like being in shape at any physical exercise. You have to do it every single day. And it's been a little bit of a challenge during this pandemic, keeping that going, because usually when you go to work and rehearsals and concerts, it's easy to stay in shape because you're playing so much. And I miss it terribly. It's hard to stay in shape without playing every day, but I'm doing my best, and this little guy is helping me. So we hope we see you at the concert hall sometime soon. Thank you.